All right, what's happening, my mathletes? That's right, Mr. Muscarella coming at you. And in this final installment of expanding and condensing, we're going to take a look at the last part of that, and that is the condensing. All right, so we're going to take a look at this nice, long problem, and we're going to shrink it down into one smaller little expression, and that's called condensing. So when you analyze this problem, so we're going to look at two problems together. The first thing I want you to analyze is where you have your plus signs and your minus signs, because that's going to help determine whether you're going to condense that using multiplying or dividing. Now in this first example, we've got only plus signs. So that's one of the things I want you to analyze. The other thing is if there's any fractions. So we're going to rewrite this, because sometimes a lot of textbooks, they'll put the 2 all the way on the bottom. Other times you might see it written like this, and then it'll be a little bit more intuitive. So that 2 on the bottom is actually going to become a 1/2 out in front of log base 2 of b. And then our other 2, same thing, that denominator is going to be 1/2 log base 2 of c. Now again, where I have my guys right here, I've got some adding, but the very first thing I want to do is I want to take a look at these values right here, and I'm going to move them up. I'm going to use the properties of exponents with log functions. I'm going to move them to the top. So that next step, we're going to have log base 2 of a plus log base 2 of b to the 1/2 power, and then plus another log base 2 of c, and c is also going to be to the 1/2 power. Now I've got these two pieces right here, where I'm adding, so that means I'm going to multiply all 3 of those terms together. So when we condense, we're going to write the word or the phrase, or how we want to describe it, log base 2, you're only going to write that once. And then we've got a, and then b to the 1/2 power, and c to the 1/2 power. So that's one way you may see that written. Another way, since both b and c have the same exponent, you may see that written like this. Log base 2 of a, and then the 1/2 power, remember, that's going to be a square root, so you could do the square root of b times c. So that could be another way that you may see that written. All right, so that's how you do that very first example and condense that all the way down, and that will get you to log base 2 of a times the square root of b times c. That's all there is for that example. Now in example b, so same idea, but we're using natural log instead of the log with a base of 2 like we did in our first example. So again, we're going to take a look at these guys first. So I've got a minus sign there and a plus sign right there, and then I've got these numbers sitting on the bottom. So again, some people might be able to do this in 2 steps, and shorten some things. Other people might like to see it 1 step at a time. So we're going to do that here together. So when we start out, we're going to have natural log of a minus 1/3, and then natural log of b plus, and then here's where you got to be careful, because you also have this 4 sitting right out there. So they're going to combine together, and they're going to give us 4/3, that fraction. And then natural log of c. So those pieces right there are going to go right out in front of the natural log. And then we've got a minus right here and a plus right there. So when we see that, we're going to take our time and we're going to write natural log once. So we'll have natural log of a, and then minus that 1/3 is going to go up. So then we're going to have natural log of b to the 1/3 power, and then plus natural log of c to the 4/3 power. All right, so that's where we are so far. Now from here, and this is again, now we got to be careful with our subtracting and our adding. So subtracting is going to mean we're dividing. So when we start this out, we'll write natural log just once. And then we're going to have this blop here, and we're going to be doing some adding or some multiplying and some dividing in there. Now a is going to be in the numerator. Now that b to the 1/3, that's going to be in the denominator because you are subtracting that quantity. Now natural log of c to the 4/3, since that piece has a plus right before it, the c to the 4/3 is going to go in the numerator. So that's going to go there. Now again, we can write this one other way you may see this written, And that is using the root. So whatever the denominator is in a fraction of an exponent is going to give you the root. So we could see that written as natural log of a to the cube root of c to the 4th power. All of that over, and then b, now since that's just a 1/3 power, that means I'm going to have a cube root, and that's it. So that's all you could write. That's what you would end up with there for that problem. So you'd have a times the cubed root of c to the 4th, all that over the cubed root of b. And that would be the condensed version of everything we have there in problem B. All right, so that's it for this video. I mean, we just, used all those properties of logs to condense those two problems, and you guys are good now. So take your time, do one step at a time, and I will catch up with you soon, and I know you will get this down solidly. Have a great day, make an amazing day as always, and I'll see you soon, my friends. Peace out.